You know, if you're like most people, you're seeking control in your life. You're trying to control something. You're trying to control the kids, your husband, your wife, your boss. You're trying to control outcomes. If I were to ask you personally, if we're just sitting here talking face to face, and I were to ask you, are you a control freak? I've done this for a long time. Probably 70% of people would say absolutely. People say that I'm a control freak, and I try to control things around me. Well, here's something that a lot of people do not know. Even as much as you think you might be a control freak, you are not in control. Now, what I mean by that, there was research done at the Max Planck Institute in Leipzig, Germany back in 2006, I believe. One of the foremost research institutes in the world. They have 43 Nobel Prize winning scientists contributing content. What they discovered, and this is shocking, what they discovered is up to 95% of our decisions, your decision, my decision, up to 95% of our decisions are not consciously made. What that means is that you think you're making your decisions, whether to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich later today, whether to watch all of my videos or whatever it is, you think you're making these decisions and you're not. Your brain is making your decisions for you. Not only that, I started this video with, you may be wanting to be in control. No matter how much you think that you want to be in control, you're not. Your brain is in control. Let me give you an example here. Now, providing you do not live in New York City, which I used to live there and we all take the subway, but let's say you live somewhere where you drive. Have you ever noticed that you can drive across town and you've got to go to a meeting and it's a 15-minute drive and you get there and you're thinking, how did I drive here? I don't even remember leaving the house and driving to this location. Well, your brain drove there for you. Why? Because your brain is in charge and your unconscious mind. But let me give you another example here. You ever pulled up to a stoplight before? You're driving along, you're actually, listening to the radio, listening to a podcast or whatever, and the light goes from green to yellow. What do? Now, if you're like most people, what you do is you actually, and by the way, I want you to recognize there's no analytical thought here. When the light goes from green to yellow, what we do is one of two things. People either speed up and try to run the light, or what most of us do is we slow down because we know that it's going to go to red. What I want to point out here is that you've gone from obviously whatever speed you were driving to stop, and there was no analytical thought on your part. Your brain did every bit of that for you. Also, look at this morning when you woke up. Did you actually do this morning? Did you do the sequence that you do every morning? Meaning you get up, you brush your teeth, you shower, whatever it is that you do. I want you to notice that every morning, whatever you do it in pretty much the same sequence every single morning, unless you've got maybe small kids or you're traveling or something has interrupted your routine. Well, you don't get up in the morning and you don't scratch your head and you don't say, should I brush my teeth first? Should I have a glass of water? Should I go to the bathroom? Should I shower? Notice you put no analytical thought into that. And the reason why is because your brain handles every bit of it for you. So when I started this video, I said, you know what? You're not in control. You're not. Your brain is in control. So if you want to create new things in life, what many of us do is we say things like, well, I want to create this, I want to create that, and we try to think our way through it. And then very quickly we find ourselves back on our old patterns again. If you want to create something new in life, the way to do it is to learn to work with your brain in the way that it works. In particular, what I'm talking about is creating brain-based habits. Now here, you may want to write this down if you're not driving and remember this, or somewhere make a note of this, is that we don't get in life what we want. We get in life what our brain-based habits are. And if you want something new in life, then actually it's not the best strategy to keep sitting there and fantasizing about it and wanting it and desiring it. The best strategy is to create the unconscious and brain-based habits that create that for you. So if you're like most people watching this video, you're probably wondering how you get off brain autopilot. Well, we actually, we dug in a little bit in this video, but I want to take you a lot deeper. So what you may want to do is actually click the link and go listen to my podcast.